Okay, I'm here. I'm here physically. I'll be here in spirit in a minute. So how's everybody doing? It's still close to the end of the world, so I'll tell you that. I'll give you the news though today. We have news about, did you see the art I used for my thumbnail today? That was created by AI. It's what was the prompt for it? Satanic ritual with baby sacrifice. So you can see it. It's weird. Unless you're working with AI, you're not part of the future, I think. But it is weird what it creates. I can show you. And it is weird that I tried to do, we have a story today about Democrats saying that the Satanic Temple is cool because their values align with one another. They don't think that's funny. They don't think that's funny. So I tried to do I'll show you. Since you're tuned in early before the show starts. I put first Democrat banner in front of the Satanic Temple. And that's what it gave me. So the weird thing, so this was some of the things it gave me. It's supposed to be a Democrat banner in front of the Satanic Temple. But it doesn't know how to do words. It's really strange, the AI. It knows words well enough to turn words into pictures, but it cannot create pictures of words for some reason. But then I did this one, which was Satanic Ritual with Baby Sacrifice. And this is what it gave me. The AI is really interesting. This is what I used for mine. It's like Democrats sacrificing a baby. It's creepy, right? With the sun and everything. And the sun kind of almost has an all-seeing eye on it. I don't know if I trust these machines. Hidden History says, is AI art the most insane thing humanity has witnessed yet on a technological scale? It is pretty insane. I mean, I don't understand it. Like, how did it decide these were the images to use? Like this image, totally different. And that image is weird. But see, it can't create words for some reason. It comes up with random letters pushed together. So the AI is really smart, but then for some reason, I wonder if it can do a picture of a stop sign. And actually create the word stop. For some reason, it just doesn't know words. I don't know. I'll show you the Satanic Temple thing. I'll show you what it realizes. Elon Musk is buying Twitter. See, it did do that. It can create that. Don't know why it has trouble with other words. Sometimes this show's about AI. All right. I have to get to the news stories. That story I did yesterday ended up being big news about the White Lives Matter shirt. Candace Owens was talking about it today. I don't know if I'll play that full clip for you. I have things about internet censorship. I have tweets from Occupy Democrats and other news for you today. So that's what I'm going to go through. Thanks for joining me for the show. If you want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil and drop like a super chat there. We appreciate it. And then I'll read those out during the show. Let me show you guys what's going on. This is good about Kamala Harris. So things that are changing in the world, things that are changing. Well, all fiat currencies are going to zero. That's one thing that's changing. Another thing that's changing is people being more conservative or like conservative on TV, like the Veil, the veil breaking a little bit in terms of the representation of what people see on TV. People on TV are going to start talking about things that are not always as left-wing and liberal. And you know about that because of the change that happened at CNN, the way they're changing their staff there, and they got rid of Brian Stelter and stuff. And now this is from The Daily Show. And then you got Bill Maher, right, who's saying things. It's different, right? So the world is changing. People realize there's audience for things that are not just liberal orthodoxy. So let me show you this. This is a video from The Daily Show. Normally people play The Daily Show clips to say The Daily Show is ridiculous. This is actually a funny clip from The Daily Show.
My fellow Americans, words have many meanings, and sometimes instead of conveying our meaning, they can suggest other meanings.
When we talk about the children of the community, they are children of the community.
Well, we are the United States of America because we are united. And we are states.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
Whatever we have in store cannot be known. The past was once the future. The future is, I should say, unknown.
We gotta take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously.
Obesity is a serious disease, and it needs to be taken seriously.
You need to get to go and need to be able to get where you need to go to do the work and get home.
I hope that clarifies the issue, and this can be the last word on those words.
Certain issues are just settled.
Clearly we're not.
No, that's right. And that's why I do believe that we are living, sadly, in real unsettled times.
And I played an echo again. Okay. I'm going to get the echo thing right eventually with these videos. I'm going to get the echo thing right. I want to play this video because it talks about internet control. And this is a Paul Joseph Watson video, but I'll play it without screwing up the audio just to show you a little bit about how they use social control to control the information that you consume. So let me play this.
Well, she just came out and admitted it. The United Nations official told the World Economic Forum, yes, that's the Dr. Strangelove group, that the UN works directly with Google to rig the Google search engine to censor any and all skepticism or dissent against the climate change narrative. Don't believe me? This is UN Undersecretary for Global Communications, Melissa Ruth Fleming.
You know, we partnered with Google, for example. If you Google climate change, you will, at the top of your search, you will get all kinds of UN resources. We started this partnership when we were shocked to see that when we Googled climate change, we were getting incredibly distorted information right at the top.
Translation, we were shocked that anyone was allowed to challenge our monopoly on information.
So we're becoming much more proactive. You know, we own the science, and we think that the world, you know, should know it, and the platforms themselves also do. But again, it's a huge challenge that I think all sectors of society need to be very active in.
Wait, what did she say?
We own the science.
You own the science?
We own the science.
What? How can you own science? Science is supposed to be forever evolving based on new information. Is this what they told Galileo when he observed that the planets were round? No.
All right, I don't want to steal just somebody else's content, but that was it. Yes, we own the science and they control the algorithm. And you heard that if people don't believe in climate change, then that's not okay. People have to believe, people have to hear exactly what the official narrative is at all times, no matter what they search for, no matter what they're looking for, whether that's the information that they want to find or not, they're going to be shown that information because the UN says so, because other powerful forces say so. They control everything you consume. So you got to use stuff like you can try DuckDuckGo, but it's censored too. There is no free information that's naturally selected. There is no such thing as natural selection when it comes to algorithms. Algorithms are all manipulated by humans to give the kind of results that those humans want you to receive. The algorithm is not unbiased. It must be biased. Otherwise, you might see the wrong information. You might get the wrong idea. You might decide you want to overthrow the government. And then they're going to get you. Might decide you won't pay your taxes because you get the wrong information. So they keep it from you. That's the main thing. It's going to be harder. They say, they're really, the thing about Twitter is they really like to control the information. And then there are some people that actually are there specifically to help the system control the information. Those people are bad actors, and they exist in media organizations. And they're getting called out today because Elon Musk says he's going to buy Twitter for real. So I put it in the title. I wrote FR because that's internet slang for real. Elon Musk buys Twitter for real. Apparently, this time he's serious and he's really going to buy it. And so the people who control the information you see on Twitter right now, who have some control over it, the people who want to have control over it, they're freaking out today, or they're saying there's going to be catastrophe today because Elon Musk is going to take over. So we'll see what happens. I remember the first time they said Elon Musk was going to take over before it went that he wasn't going to take over anymore, is that a bunch of people got new followers on Twitter, but then that stopped. So, but at first, conservatives and stuff were getting more followers after the announcement that Elon Musk was going to buy Twitter, and they didn't know what to attribute that to. Now, there's another announcement that Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter. So we'll see if that changes anything about the algorithm. And notably, this is the day after Elon Musk tweeted that thing that was so controversial, suggesting that there might be a way to some kind of negotiated peace in Ukraine, which didn't involve Ukraine having all of Ukraine, which might involve Russia having some of Ukraine. He suggested that on Twitter, and to much fanfare. And I mean, when I say that, I mean kind of like also the opposite. People's telling them to go F himself, apparently death threats and stuff. He did that on Twitter yesterday. And today he's saying, all right, forget the lawsuit. Apparently they thought he was going to lose the lawsuit. That's the apparent reasoning for this, is that he didn't think he was going to prevail in the lawsuit. So he said, okay, screw it. I'm stuck with the deal, and he's getting it. So, which I'd say on balance, that's a good thing, I would say. On balance, this is a good day. Definitely unexpected in a lot of ways, too. Like, I didn't know if Elon Musk was serious or if he was going to go through with it. Now it sounds like for real. He is, no cap, he is going through with it for real. So because of that, people are freaking out. Let me show you Occupy Democrats freaking out. I'll show you that. And then we can talk about what they're going to do. So here's Occupy Democrats, who I'm going to talk a little bit about more later. Right-wing billionaire Elon Musk announces that he will move forward with his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter so that he can fix the website, which appears to mean letting the Nazis, insurrectionists, and QAnon freaks run wild. Retweet if you oppose Musk's plans, says Occupy Democrats. And they also say tribel.com, tribal, TRIBEL.com. If you want to go check it out. Go check it out. That's the new anti-Nazi platform that Occupy Democrats is promoting. And I don't know, Occupy Democrats, we know, fundraises and makes a lot of money off of making memes on Twitter, doesn't distribute the money to anybody. And so they might have some kind of deal with this alternative social media company, alternative to Twitter, because the alternative to Twitter in this case, and this is going to be an amazing test, is they're going to try to censor more. That's the appeal, I guess. So imagine that. Imagine you're in business and you want to start a new platform, and your idea for your new platform is, we're going to censor more than the other platforms, and that's why you want to be on this platform. How's that going to work out, do you think? Like, do you think people are really going to go there in the first place? And I'll tell you exactly my prediction for how it's going to work out is it's not going to work out. There's no appeal. People don't genuinely want to go somewhere that's more censored. Not many people. Some people maybe. But also, it says in this tweet, tribal is anti-Nazi. Well, we know the meaning of Nazi is continually shifting. So my prediction is that they will not ever be able to censor enough to satisfy the extremists that want to dominate that new website. There's no way they could ever censor enough to satisfy the people that really want to shut down anybody who has a different opinion than them, because that's what a Nazi is. A Nazi is someone who you disagree with. And Nazis definitely don't have a right to speak as far as these extremists are concerned. So I have a feeling there are going to be a lot more Nazis. You can imagine what they'll say are Nazis. They'll say they're not censoring enough. But that's Occupy Democrats. So they're saying they oppose Musk's plans because he's going to let the Nazis, insurrectionists, and QAnon freaks run wild. Well, I do have a news story about that. Jack Posobiec is reporting that Elon Musk is planning to let more conservatives back on Twitter. And so that's what people are calling for, of course, is the return of Alex Jones and Donald Trump and Milo Yiannopoulos and those types of characters. So that's what people are asking for. Apparently, Jack Posobiec claims, Jack Posobiec, who sometimes has fake news. So he's definitely not 100% correct all the time. But he says, Jack Posobiec said, Elon Musk stated in his texts, he wants to let right-wingers back on Twitter and plans to appoint a Blake Masters type as VP. Blake Masters type as VP. And he has these texts, which apparently show that. So apparently he's thinking about letting so-called right-wingers back on Twitter. Have there been any prominent bannings lately? I guess there hasn't been a prominent banning for some time. So I have a feeling I don't know. I don't think they want to be banning people as much when they're popular. But definitely under Elon Musk, things could be different. So I don't know how fast this whole thing is going to wrap up, how fast Elon Musk is going to be in control of Twitter or anything. But I would say on balance, it's like a positive thing. The world is shifting. Like I said, the world is shifting a little bit. For people who don't have hope, it's not good to not have hope. People change. People change. There's that doctors talking about the vaccines now, that Asim Malhotra. I can't remember his name every time. But there's that guy who used to be really into vaccines, and now he's against vaccines. There's this guy, Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo says on his new show that he's going to go against the establishment. Have you guys heard that? Chris Cuomo from CNN is calling out CNN for groupthink, and he says he's not going to have groupthink, and he's going to have Tulsi Gabbard on this week. But he's also going to have Anthony Fauci on. But he's going to have Tulsi Gabbard on. So people change, right? Maybe. Oh, and he's going to have on Bill Maher. He had on Bill Maher. They talked about how conservative is not a dirty word. Chris Cuomo's saying that. So, right, the CNN people are changing. Chris Cuomo's people recognize the way the wind is blowing. The wind is blowing in the direction that we're talking about, like people. So the wind is blowing is all I can tell you. So in regard to this Twitter takeover. Also, people are calling out someone who I've called out a million times, someone who's targeted me before, actually, targeted my videos, specifically my videos about Tom Hanks, because there was that one girl on Twitter who said that she was sold as a sex slave to Tom Hanks. So I reported on that. I said, oh, there's this person on Twitter, may not be real, who says they were sold as a sex slave to Tom Hanks. Well, then Tom Hanks started trending on Twitter, right? And then people started saying Tom Hanks killed Isaac Cappy and stuff. And then so Ben Collins had a problem with that. Ben Collins at NBC News. And he had to show, oh, these people are bad people who are talking about Tom Hanks. How dare they? He was talking about me. He showed my video. Ben Collins did. And that's what he does. Like, under his Twitter bio, it says he's a senior reporter, Dystopia Beat. But as a matter of fact, Ben Collins is, well, he and others go after people like me, but who are more famous. People like me, people like Libs of TikTok, for example, or Christopher Rufo, or whatever. Any people who are not within their sphere of orthodoxy. And they try to have them deplatformed. They try to make sure they can't make any money. They try to get them banned. That's what they do. Ben Collins, Taylor Lorenz, Brandy Zadrozny. And they're all getting called out by name now by Glenn Greenwald, who's called them out now, who called out Ben Collins today. Because Ben Collins said, for those of you asking, yes, I do think this site can and will change pretty dramatically if Musk gets full control over it. No, there is no immediate replacement. If it gets done early enough, based on the people he's aligned with, yes, it could actually affect midterms. So Ben Collins is admitting that having more free speech, or whatever Elon Musk wants to do, could affect midterms, so he's admitting that Twitter does affect midterms. And right now, it's biased toward Democrats, right? I mean, that's the implication of what he's saying. So that's why Christopher Rufo said NBC News reporter accidentally admits that Twitter has been suppressing, manipulating, and distorting the public debate in order to benefit the political left. Because he's worried that if we have more free speech, that'll benefit the right, which means that it was being controlled to benefit the left. And then he calls out Ben Collins, Brandy Zadrozny, Taylor Lorenz, and Media Matters. Says they've spent years building an apparatus to declare entire realms of discourse disinformation and to punish dissenters with smear reporting and deplatforming campaigns, while their own outlets spread monumental lies. These people are bullies for the establishment. They work for the most powerful media corporations in the world and spend their time trying to suppress independent journalists, destroy reputations, and free citizens out of the modern communications and financial system. Yes, it's true. For example, someone like those people probably got me banned from PayPal. They tried to get you deplatformed from everything. So I've had experience with people like this. So Glenn Greenwald's calling them out. Christopher Rufo's calling them out. To the list, Ben Collins, Brandy Zadrozny, Taylor Lorenz, all good. Then you also want to add Will Sommer at the Daily Beast, who does the same thing. Anna Merlan over at Vice, who does the same thing. They're all like they have a particular ideology, and then they are debunkers. They debunk any conspiracy theory. Then Brandy Zadrozny just went out and debunked the satanic ritual case in Utah. So it's a new case of satanic panic, but it might be a real case. She went out specifically to debunk it. That's what Brandy Zadrozny does. Taylor Lorenz goes after people like Libs of TikTok. And then next, we'll see if these reporters who are so good at targeting people turn around and say, oh, they're being targeted. We'll see. Hopefully they don't. But we'll see. I want to say, I don't know. I want to think they're not terrible people deep down and they're just misinformed about a lot of things. but some of them really could be terrible people. And they really don't like people like me, for example, and any kind of conspiracy theory or anything that doesn't go along with what their beliefs are. So, yeah, they're saying Twitter might really change and it might change the elections. I don't know. Yeah, could. You sure? Could. I can't imagine. No, I want a platform that. Can you imagine, like, they're setting up this alternative platform? You've never been censored by Twitter. You know what I mean? Like the people that went to these other platforms. And Ben Collins says there is no immediate replacement. There isn't. It's because there's no demand for a replacement to Twitter. And there's not really going to be, because the reason the other platforms exist at all, any of them, Gab, Parler, Truth Social, Rumble, all of them, they exist literally because people got banned from other platforms. I mean, Truth Social exists because Donald Trump is going to be on there, basically, right? That's why people go to Truth Social, because he's banned from Twitter. If he had never been banned from Twitter, then Truth Social wouldn't exist. Rumble basically exists because of vaccine content. That's my proposal, at least, for why Rumble really exists. Basically, because people were getting banned for the vaccine stuff. So people went over there to talk about the vaccine more. But then they also brought over some other people and stuff. I don't know if that platform's going to make it. I don't know if any of them are going to make it. Especially, I mean, with Twitter now, Elon Musk actually buying Twitter, to me, it makes it a really difficult future ahead for alternative platforms that are supposed to be competitors to Twitter, that are supposed to be more conservative, basically. I mean, I don't know. That, QAnon stuff, that might all come back to Twitter. Now, right now, there are places that exist because of QAnon, too, because all the QAnon people got banned at the same time. Anybody who was talking about QAnon, talking about vaccines, they all got banned. They end up on different networks. But if you're allowed to actually speak more than the other platforms, I don't know. The future is definitely very uncertain. I'm not bullish on Truth Social right now or anything. Not that I ever was. I'm not really bullish on alternative media platforms in general. I haven't been somebody who's gone on lots of them. The dominant platforms are superior in some ways that are very difficult to overcome. User base being almost insurmountable, of course, and then the technology too. Like the algorithm on Twitter, it's actually pretty good. Like you do get interesting tweets if you stay on there, and it learns about you. It does serve you up information that you're interested in. And that's why people use it. And that's why people use YouTube and watch more content on YouTube, because the algorithm's good. They have the best AI. So yeah, I find it hard to think that alternative platforms will be able to do well, but it'll be interesting to watch. I'm curious to see a left-wing platform, one that censors more as an alternative. We'll see what people do. But why would you? Like I said, people went to the other platforms because they were censored. These are people who they have never been censored, wanted to think that they'd leave Twitter, even though Twitter loves them. Twitter never had a problem with them. Twitter never had a problem with Occupy Democrats, and is never going to have a problem with Occupy Democrats, even when they're calling out, when they're promoting the Satanic Temple. So what is Occupy Democrats going to gain by going to some other platform? Nothing. So I don't think alternative platforms are really the future. So anyway, let me show you. I put the title of the video is Democrats Embrace Satanic Temple. So let me just show you that. Here we go. This is Occupy Democrats again, saying the Satanic Temple in Salem sues Indiana and Idaho in federal court to overturn their unconstitutional abortion bans. correctly arguing that these far-right bans violate religious freedom. Retweet if you hope that they win their lawsuit. So there you go. That's Democrat support of the Satanic Temple, just so I followed through on the title. Because the Satanic Temple and Democrats agree about abortion. So that's what's important. And that's why the thumbnail shows a baby sacrifice. Because that's what Democrats are into, apparently, is child sacrifice, right? Right? They want to murder children. Well, they do want, regardless of whether they want to murder them or not, this is really crazy. This is an official video from Planned Parenthood. Speaking of murdering children, if you can't kill them, maybe you can just really screw them up. I'll show you this video, which is really scary, from Planned Parenthood, aimed at teenagers. So let me play this for you. This is really fucked up. If you excuse my language, but it is really messed up. Let me play this for you.
There's no one-size-fits-all puberty experience. If you're trans, intersex, or non-binary, know that you're not the only one feeling confused. For some intersex people, puberty may start later than age 14. You might experience some of puberty's changes and not others, and your body may or may not go through puberty on its own. There are medicines you can take to help your body start the process, like hormone replacement therapy. Some people decide on hormones or surgeries to help their bodies match up to their gender identity, or how they feel inside about themselves. Your gender identity is real. You should be the one to decide what changes you want to make to your body. If you're transgender or non-binary, you may find that your puberty experiences don't line up with your gender identity, or how you see yourself. That feeling can be uncomfortable, scary, and stressful. If that sounds like you, know that you're not alone. There are medicines you can take to delay puberty for a while. They're called puberty blockers, and they work like a stop sign by halting the hormones testosterone and estrogen that cause puberty changes like facial hair growth and periods. Puberty blockers are safe and can give you more time to figure out what feels right for you, your body, and your gender identity. You don't have to have all of the answers right now. So remember, it's all a work in progress, and it may take time to figure out what feels right to you, but talking to a trusted adult and a nurse or doctor may help. Want to learn more? Go to plannedparenthood.org/teens.
So that's a video from plannedparenthood.org. The thing that really concerns me about the video, it concerns me about like what we believe about trust the science and stuff, because they say this gender transition stuff is evidence-based. They say it's evidence-based. That's what they say. They say, oh, no. You have to affirm gender because we've done studies on it. And that's what's best for the kid, is affirming. We've done studies. Trust us. This is evidence-based care. That's what they say. But then they say that hormone blockers or puberty blockers are safe, are totally safe, which I don't think that's not settled science as far as I know. I mean, that's the thing is I don't think that's settled science, because I've heard doctors saying that puberty blockers are not totally safe at all. They're not even close to safe. In fact, like kind of harmful, and then hormones and stuff too. So that's a scary video to be telling people that it's totally safe to have have puberty blockers. And that's just like it's just like a stop sign. It's just like, oh yeah, just a pause button. No big deal. You can have puberty whenever, it doesn't matter. Forget what like God did. God didn't know what he was doing. You know better when you're 12 that you need puberty blockers. So that's really, 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 really frightening. Actually, to give you an update, I think politicians might be smart to jump on this issue, because I do believe that generally speaking, people don't think children should be getting this kind of care. I'd say I'd like to see polls on it, but I generally don't think people like seeing the girls getting the double mastectomies and the puberty blockers and stuff. I think people are concerned that it's harmful. So politicians that come out on the right side of that, are going to be in better shape, I think. Governor Kevin Stitt in Oklahoma said he just signed a bill to prevent gender transition services for minors at Oklahoma Children's Hospital at OU Health. He says he is calling on legislatures to ban all irreversible gender transition surgeries and hormone therapies on minors statewide. So I think that's something that politicians might want to get themselves aligned with, because I do think people just genuinely kind of are definitely concerned about what's going on with minors getting gender, irreversible stuff, basically irreversible stuff done, being made sterile forever, maybe not be able to have an orgasm forever, maybe having bone quality issues, maybe having their breasts cut off, maybe having hysterectomies. I mean, it's crazy. So, yeah, I think that it's not a bad idea politically, generally speaking, to come out where this governor just came out. I wouldn't be surprised if some more people go that way. Medical groups, I'm just saying, medical groups are asking Joe Biden to investigate people that are opposed to gender transition for kids. This is a story from Breitbart, but this is a news story broken. Medical associations are asking the Department of Justice to investigate individuals that are against transgender surgeries for children. People like Libs of TikTok, for example. So they're actually the American Academy of Pediatrics, American Medical Association, and Children's Hospital Association all sent a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland, urging him to take swift action to investigate and prosecute those who allegedly threaten or target hospitals and physicians who provide transgender surgery to minors. Because now they're getting protests and stuff. Like, I don't think people like it. It's my impression. I think most people don't know about it or don't want to think about it too much. Probably most people probably don't know about it at all. If they hear about it, they probably are like, I don't want to think about it because I want to be liberal and I don't want to say anything that's not liberal. But when people think about it, they think, oh, wow, that's not right. That's not correct. When people think about it. So that's the problem I see with this issue for particularly people on that side of the issue. And the side of the issue that, yes, we need to transition children because that's evidence-based medicine says. We need to transition people, give them whatever surgeries they want. So, like I said, some states are coming out against that. All right, what else do I want to report on today? I report on more news about the pipeline. Okay, Douglas McGregor also says we blew up the pipeline. So we have that news, right? We blew up the pipeline. Let me show you some more news on that. General McGregor, I'll play you that clip. We're going to keep pretending, I guess, forever that we didn't blow up the pipeline and that Russia did it. But
to help answer that question, let's ask Colonel Doug McGregor, a retired U.S. Army colonel, and he joins us now. Colonel, great to see you this evening. Just a whirlwind, whiplash of news today when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. What should we make of it?
Well, not quite what Senator Graham had to say, or for that matter, President Biden. The destruction of the pipeline was clearly not executed by Russia. No one believes that. In fact, the German population is being polled and overwhelmingly is opposed to the notion of any war with Russia and dismisses out of hand the notion that the Russians are responsible for the pipeline. I think three things are what we're dealing with right now. First of all, Putin has decided that no one in Washington will negotiate with him, and he knows that Washington is ultimately in control. And so he's decided that in response, he's got to escalate the military operation. People aren't aware of it in the West, but the Russian forces in Ukraine have always been outnumbered from the day they entered Ukraine. That's going to change rather dramatically. And I suspect the bombers that you referred to, who carry both conventional or nuclear weapons, will have conventional arms. And those bombers are probably going to be used in the escalation that we're about to witness in Ukraine. And I think he's going to settle this dispute in Ukraine on terms that are acceptable to Russia that we may not like. But other than Poland, no one in NATO is interested in going to war with Russia. If we persist on this line, we will see NATO dissolve and fragment.
Because
so there's a story there. So it basically just said, you know, the United States did it. Russia obviously didn't do it. So people are saying that. And, you know, that's what's most likely the case. And we're going to keep covering it up, probably. But let's see. We'll see how the investigation goes. It'll be like the 9/11 investigation, probably, or the JFK investigation. So that's news that's going on. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Good to see you here. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. You can leave a message there. If I get enough of those, I'll do maybe like Q&A at the end of the show, or I could maybe play market material. What else do I have to talk to you guys about? Kanye West, after wearing his shirt that said White Lives Matter, is calling Black Lives Matter a scam. He posted to Instagram, everybody knows Black Lives Matter is a scam, he said, which is true. Black Lives Matter is a scam. White Lives Matter is a hate slogan. But he and Candace Owens both were talking about having worn those shirts. In popular culture news, another cartoon character is gay. So, yeah, I know it happens all the time. But if you're concerned, Velma from Scooby-Doo is a homo, apparently. That's what they say. So she gets all googly-eyed about this other female, who happens to be like a black female, of course. She gets really excited. And I say, of course, because, you know, of course, we're in this time. I'm not saying. Just saying, of course. I'm sure she's very attractive and stuff. Nothing wrong with being attracted to a nice looking black cartoon character, but that's what she is. So if you're offended by it, sorry. But at least she's not trans. That's all. That's all I say. I'm okay with all the gay they want to do. They want to come out with a gay movie and they expect straight people to go to it. That's fine. Whatever. You know, the gay movie came out, right? The gay movie with all the gay guys and the gay bathhouse and stuff. Bros, it was called. And it was a flop. It was a flop. And the guy was like, not enough straight people went to the movie. And I was just thinking, who made a gay movie expecting that straight people would be interested? You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely pro-gay, but I'm not interested in seeing a movie with a bunch of gay guys kissing and stuff. It's not like, I'm just not into it. So what was the expectation? They flopped at the box office, though. Nobody wants to see it. You know, people are pro-gay. People are okay with gay people. They just aren't interested in a movie with like gay sex in it and stuff. Most people aren't into that. Some gay people are into it. And maybe if you make a movie for gay people, then gay people go to it. But don't be surprised when straight people don't go to your movie. Doesn't mean people don't like gay people. Just not interested in seeing dudes make out. Probably. I don't know. Far be it for me to say. I'm pro LGB, but the other stuff that follows that is the stuff that I would say is a little more out there and the science is not settled. I'd say the science isn't settled on the T stuff right now. I'd say the science is kind of settled in the gay people. Some people are gay and they're just going to be that way probably. So that's cool. They deserve to have their rights and stuff. So anyway, that's the news for today. I'll check my buy me a coffees. We'll see if people supported the show, and I'll check on Rockfin. Thanks everybody for tuning in for the show. Good to see everybody. The show is growing. You guys wanted to hear about Democrats and the Satanic Temple. Thanks for the tips on Rockfin. Thanks, Fruity and Vegetable. Oh, I will talk about this. Fruity and Vegetable tip $10 and said, the financial system seems like it's about to collapse, Nate. Here's a little dough to sustain your work. Thanks. I really need that, first of all. We do work officially for tips, officially, with no sponsors or anything. So we work officially for tips. Appreciate it. I didn't talk enough about the financial collapse today. Everything is going up right now. Stocks, gold, silver, Bitcoin are all going up because everybody knows that when shit hits the fan, because I said shit's going to hit the fan, they say shit's going to hit the fan, because everybody knows that when shit hits the fan, what the Fed and other central banks are going to do, because the Bank of England already did it in their country when the shit hit the fan there, because shit did hit the fan already in England in their bond market. It failed or it cracked. And the Bank of England said, oh, forget what we said about all this stuff we were going to do. We're going to just buy stuff again. We're going to print money again. When the financial crisis happens, it's almost a guarantee. It is basically guaranteed. Instead of financial catastrophe, banks would rather print money. I think that's settled. Banks will choose higher inflation over financial crisis. We haven't gotten to financial crisis yet, but we will at this rate. We are getting to financial crisis. When financial crisis happens, they will print money. When they print money, you want to have Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Probably more silver, because they just found all that damn gold. Silver, and it's been up a lot recently. People are starting to get the message. That's the thing. I'm not the only one. I knew about it. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. They're going to print more money. Now people are saying, now everybody's thinking, oh my God, they're going to print more money. And now they're starting to buy the stuff that's going to go up in value. Now, there still might be a crisis and stuff still might crash until they really officially do start printing the money. But it will happen. And when it happens, that's why those things are going up today and yesterday, is because people expect it to happen now. And even trending on Twitter was Fed pivot. So that's what you want to know about if you're talking about the economy. Fed pivot. That means the Fed is going to pivot. Instead of selling bonds, they're going to start buying bonds. Instead of hiking rates, they might start cutting rates, or at least not hiking anymore, or hiking less. People are suggesting this is going to happen because the economy is getting worse. The housing market is crashing the fastest it's crashed since the financial crisis already, which isn't that fast. It's like 2% or something. It's down, though, in some markets more, like San Francisco, San Jose. Some markets in California are down more than 10% from their highs. But most places aren't yet. But housing prices definitely going to come down. Yeah, that's going to be a huge drag. And then economic conditions are not as good. Let me see what I can show you. And that's why everybody's excited today. It's because there was bad economic news. There's bad economic news. So people said, oh my God, bad economic news is good. That means the Fed is going to start printing money soon. Let me see if I have that news for you. I'll show you. I'll show you the graph. Yeah, there was bad economic news that came out today. Where do I have it? Can't find it. Job openings. Disappointed today, but that was really positive for stocks today. The fact that the economy is starting to come to a halt. So if you need to know how to buy Bitcoin, let me know. I can help out with it too. I do consultations for Bitcoin. I'm an expert. Okay. Let me check out my Buy Me a Coffees. Bluefy Solutions bought 3 coffees. Says, so I just rated Truth Clothing to stock up on t-shirts since you stated no restocks. Can I just say I need your shirts in my life? Oh, thank you, Bluefy Solutions. Thanks for the ad. For Truth Clothing, yeah, we have a website. We sell t-shirts. Those, almost all the styles will not be reordered because I don't have like a super popular show. So I don't sell as many t-shirts anymore. So, and they're all in stock, printed. We pay to get them printed and all that. So we're not going to be doing that as often because I don't hardly even advertise it. But we have epic t-shirts at truthclothing.io. Yeah, you should grab them. I mean, a lot of them aren't going to ever be in stock ever again once they're sold out. We might come out with some more limited edition designs, though, in the future, like especially since Christmas is coming up. We'll have to come up with some limited edition t-shirts. So thanks, Bluefy Solutions, for the coffees. Ghost of Ghosts past Spooky Month bought a coffee. Says, happy Spooky Month. Like, buy me a coffee, easy and on dono. If Elon sets up Twitter video platform like Periscope, that's true. They did get rid of Periscope. Or his new keep it up. Thanks, Ghost of Ghosts past Spooky Month. Yeah, you can donate anonymously at buymeacoffee.com. You don't have to give your information. Yeah, it's like people use it instead of PayPal because they don't ban people. Thanks, Little Round Box, who bought 3 coffees. It says it's Yom Kippur, Shana Tova, Nate. May God write you in the book of life for another year. That's something Jewish, somebody said to me. So thank you for that. Some people mistake me for being Jewish, but I know Little Round Box knows that I'm not. Shana Tova, whatever that means, I'm sure it's a good blessing. And then you can't write the word God. That's one superstition that Jewish people have. You can't even write his name. So Yahweh, you're not allowed to say it, right? Because what's going to happen? He'll smite you or something if you use the O in God. So you say, good. Thanks. Someone bought me a coffee who said, nice to see you back. Thank you. I've been back for a second now. Thanks for those coffees. I appreciate it. And since I got some coffees, I will also I can do a brief Q&A with the chat. I can try that at least. If people have questions, if you have any questions, I'll look at the chat on YouTube. I'll look at the chat on DLive. And I'll look at the chat on Rockfin. In the meantime, if you want to drop me more tips on Rockfin, that's cool. If you have any questions, I got enough coffees to give you guys a second. So is everybody doing well though? Are you prepared? That's the main thing. Are you prepared? Do you not believe me with the cryptocurrency thing? I know some people don't believe in cryptocurrency. It is, I'm telling you though, this money printing is going to be so crazy when it happens. And that's what people are starting to think too. Not just me. It's not just me saying it. So a lot of times it's me saying it first, but then other people figure it out. That's why they're buying gold, silver. You know what a silver eagle is right now? A silver eagle is like $40. The price of silver is $21. But if you want to get one silver eagle right now, you'd probably have to pay like $40 for it, especially if you want to get shipping and everything. You probably wouldn't find one at your local coin store. They probably don't have them for sale. So silver is getting squeezed pretty hard. So, and Bitcoin is doing pretty well, all things considered, and is likely to benefit from things in the future. I'm looking at the chat let me see. Should you prefer money? That's a question. Over cryptocurrency? Would I prefer money over Bitcoin? Or would I prefer dollars over Bitcoin? No, I don't think so. I think I feel better getting ETH or Bitcoin than getting cash. But cash is still good. I mean, dollars are good. Dollars are good. You want to have some dollars. You don't want to have anything. You want to have some dollars because dollars are pretty good. But if you ask me what I prefer for money, I mean, crypto is so cool. And it's cool when you trade it with people, you actually use it. So you can use cryptocurrency to purchase things. People have used cryptocurrency to purchase our t-shirts before at truthclothing.io. So it's actually functional. Kamal Dagger says to refresh the coffees. Okay, let me check the coffees. Nobody asked questions. That's cool. I'll let you guys go though then for the day. Thanks, Tommy Hobo, who gave a tip over on Rockfin, who says, why am I such a raging California homosexual? Yeah, I know. I support the gays though. So even though I'm not a homo myself, I still support their thing, whatever they're into. Because I know, like, that's just the way they are. So I don't hold it against them. That's all. I just try not to hold it against them because I know that I know that that's what they're into. So I'm not going to hold it against them. So I'm sorry if I am a raging homosexual because of that. But thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Rip the Veil bought 2 coffees, who said, I want you to use this for an actual coffee. So I want you to report back on how it was. I'm giving 2 coffees so you can be fancy. I'll have to get some kind of like oat milk. No, I'll have to get some kind of crazy frappe. I can't get anything. I know some places though. I'll save the money, okay, because you gave me 2 coffees, which is $10. I don't know what they take off the top there. But I know places here in California nearby that sell coffees that are over $6, where you can just get like a fancy coffee that's like $6.25 or something. So what I can do is I can go when I'm at one of those places, I'll be like, okay, give me the fancy bullshit coffee. And then I'll tip them $2 or something. Okay. Is that good enough? Will that be a good enough like waste of the money? Or I could use the money and actually use it more efficiently. I don't have to buy coffees, but since you said I have to. Oh my God. Thanks, Tommy Hobo. Wow. I just got like a huge tip for staying late. Thanks, Tommy Hobo. What the hell, man? He says, I love your deadpan humor. I wasn't even trying to be funny, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks, Tommy Hobo. Holy crap. I can take, I might take tomorrow now because I got some Rockfin. Thanks for the tip, man. You're helping provide free entertainment for people. Everybody who tips helps give free entertainment to other people. So, realize that it goes a long way toward a good cause. Thanks, Mike Maker. I appreciate it. You guys are cool. Yeah, I was just giving you guys some extra show and giving a chance for people to ask questions if they wanted to. McCrory, Texas says, Nathan, do you eat soy? No, not really. But I used to drink. I did at one time. I used to have soy lattes back in the day when I lived in Los Angeles. So I did do that. Thanks, Victoria Pandora, for the diamond over on D Live. See, I even looked over there. Appreciate it. All right. Thanks, guys. You guys are all cool. I appreciate everybody tuning in for the show. And I'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And once again, big shout out to Tommy Hobo, the sponsor of this show. Thanks, Tommy Hobo. You made my day. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in for the show. And like I said, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and continue to support Lift the Veil. And it will keep coming to you. Okay. So thanks everybody. I'll see you guys at the next one. And for now, that is what it is.